QAnon is not going to have all the fun anymore. We are now bringing in Blu-Anon, as a bunch of people on TikTok and other social media platforms believe that the election is not over, that there is something more to fight for. Take a look at these clips.
I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but something feels off about this election. How did we raise over $1 billion in just 4 months, packed rallies, and they won by a landslide? When she had her concession speech, it felt like we weren't done yet. Like, we still have some fight, but we're gonna fight silently.
The astrology girlies have not let us down all year. So while y'all accept these results, while y'all accept what's on this screen right here, I will not be counting my chickens before they hatch.
QAnon was fun. I enjoyed reading into it. There were cool little conspiracies, little lingos, little code words. There was a community. There were flags. There was merch. And that's what we need in Blu-Anon. Blu-Anon can't be the astrology weirdos. The astrology weirdos are flimsy. They had a saying, where we go one, we go all. And that was from the movie White Squall. Because Q told them that's a movie they should watch. I can be the new Q. Call me R. Actually, don't call me Blue, B-L-U. So it keeps the Blu-Anon branding. Blue says, watch New Jack City. And our statement will be, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Or, option, my other favorite line from that movie, I want to shoot you so bad my dick is hard. That's a great line. And I think for a conspiracy group, that can be good. But what you need in any good conspiracy is a Marvel Cinematic Universe of villains. And boy, do we have them. We've got them. Let's take a look at our Marvel Cinematic Universe villains in the Blu-Anon universe. Vivek Ramaswamy. He and Elon Musk are going to create a brand new Department of Government Efficiency. He pledged to fire 75% of federal employees, dismantle civil protections, making federal employment at will, and abolish at least 5 federal agencies: the Education Department, the FBI, ATF, IRS, Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and the USDA's Food and Nutrition Service. He called the FDA corrupt and vowed to expose and ultimately gut the FDA. They're trying to control our bodies by tearing down the institution for our bodies. He said he would have allowed citizens 18 to 24 to vote only if they enlisted in the military or became first responders or passed the civics test. Isn't this not a little suspect that I have to pass a test to vote? Is it not my God-given right and my freedom to be an ignorant piece of shit and vote for whoever the hell I want? Let's talk about Elon Musk. His father threatened to kill himself if Elon didn't keep giving him money. So Elon kept giving him money. Now, how is this guy supposed to talk to me about government wasteful spending? You're paying your dad to be your dad. That's fucking weird. But since he's owned Twitter, Twitter has gone down by 82% in value. Maybe that's how America is now great. If we take America down 82% less, bring it down so low that you can only go up. Now, both of these men, one South African, one Indian, believe in the Great Replacement Theory, in which white people are subject of some kind of genocide, that they're being replaced. And they think it's because it's the politicians bring in all these immigrants. But no one once asked people like Brittany Mahomes why she's banging a black dude. No one ever asked the white women why are they banging the black dude. If anything, they're causing the Great Replacement. It's not our fault that we're smooth. RFK. Let's talk about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an embarrassment to his father, a guy who ran over a bear and then kept it in his trunk for multiple days and then dropped it off in Central Park to make it seem like someone else hit it. He also said that there's an argument that COVID-19 ethnically targeted people. COVID-19 targeted blacks and whites. People who were most immune were the Ashkenazi Jews and the Chinese. We don't know whether it was deliberate, targeted or not. He's just asking questions that are kind of mildly anti-Semitic and racist. He wasn't necessarily saying that the Jews and the Chinese were immune to COVID. He was just asking a question. He also believes HIV doesn't cause AIDS. I don't know. He also wants to send people who are on SSRIs and other drugs into labor camps called wellness farms. But of course, only if you decide to go. Because we all know that's how it starts with labor camps. If you only want to go, then eventually it's no longer a choice. Then you gotta go. And then no one hears from you again. And everyone wonders where you've been. And after a few years, you go, oh, yeah, that guy died. Like they sent him to the wellness farm and they worked him to death. But if we're going to go full Blu-Anon, we have to bring in human trafficking. QAnon's obsessed with human trafficking and they do nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. But they tell people about it. And that's their job, to make you aware it's happening, but they have no solutions. Because they think Trump's going to arrest everybody who's doing it. Because only the Democrats do it, apparently. And who should we get as our human trafficking villain? Well, why not the guy he just announced to be Attorney General, Matt Gaetz? Matt Gaetz recently resigned after the nomination to prevent the DOJ from dropping a report from the Ethics Committee that was going to be pretty damning and prove that he had sex with a minor. Convenient that this thing's coming down. Trump gives him a nomination, he resigns, and now we can't touch him. Now, I would say these allegations have been around for a while. Many people have testified. An ex-girlfriend has testified that he slept with a minor. His former partner in crime testified he slept with a minor. But somehow the government didn't feel like they had enough evidence, even though they had eyewitnesses testifying that he slept with a minor, allegedly. And I would normally say that this nomination will go through a grueling process in the Senate, but the entire government's red, so they'll probably play patty cake with him the way he played patty cake with those underage girls, allegedly. Let's look at our Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. He's the former Iraq War veteran who went to Fox and Friends, and now he's being tapped for Secretary of Defense. Doesn't believe in germs, doesn't wash his hands. He thinks germs are not a real thing. And considering that fighting germs is your first line of defense as a human being, and him being Secretary of Defense, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. And if you've shaken hands with this man, you have to assume that you've definitely have some of his semen on your hand now. Because I don't think he's a jerk and wash guy. I think he's a jerk and wipe. Like he'll wipe the semen off his hand. But I don't think he does a deep clean. So some of you are walking around Washington right now with his semen on your hand. And you better ask some questions. Because you gotta remember, jizz germs are very small. And they can be in your skin for quite some time. That's what porn stars say when they talk about facials. But this is the core of our Blu-Anon. We've got guys who are spreading semen via handshakes. We've got human traffickers as our attorney generals. We've got two dum-dums that don't believe that diversity is a good thing, that think the whites are being replaced, which is technically a Nazi theory. So Blu-Anon's not necessarily like QAnon because Blu-Anon actually has legs. Blu-Anon's actually real. And I think if we win as crazy as the QAnon people did, we can win the next election. And I am excited for this prospect. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.